talking is only one way, but I can see any of the questions you want to type in, and we'll be able to have that with a Q&A on the back end this morning. Just to give you a little overview of how we're going to proceed through this, we are talking about getting more out of the what we call the I-Series, or our mPower line of printers, which we'll get into in greater depth here in a little bit. We'll first start out by doing just an overview of the DTG, you'll hear that term a lot, or direct-to-garment industry. The market itself. Will also delve down into the challenges, business advantages of the DTG printers and what they can do for your business or a new business you're starting up. We'll look a little bit more at the specifics of the industry, look at some numbers, give you a clear indication as to the advantages of having a DTG printer. And then we'll get into our personal commercial, talking about our own mPower printers themselves, the differences between the two printers that we have, the advantages of what we call the I-Series, something we rolled out in April a year ago. So we're 1 year old with our I-Series upgrade. We'll talk about some economics. We'll look at the cost of getting the printer and the ROI, or return on your investment. We'll also share with you some other true stories and testimonials of some of our customers that will show you the potential and possibilities of what you can do with these printers. And then, as I said, on the back end, for the last 15 minutes or so, we'll open this up for a Q&A session for everybody to get those questions out on board. Many of you may have already spoken to your own regional sales manager, which is great, and hopefully this is to follow up from that conversation. If you have not yet spoken to a regional sales manager and have just signed on for the very first time, we will, after this webinar today, we will have a regional sales manager reach out to you, and they will talk further about the printers, make something more concrete that fits to your specific needs, and be able to assist you all the way through the process. So let's get going here. Why direct-to-garment is generally one of the questions that always comes up. Digital apparel printing, you know, we talk about it being part of the future, but actually it's already part of today. All imaging businesses, be they screen printers, promotional products, retail, they always, like any good business, has to diversify. If not, their business is going to go through a slow death. In some cases, might even be a rapid death. But in all cases, you definitely have to find ways to diversify the business, and direct-to-garment allows you to do that. Pricing, it always enters into the picture on any product or service, and when pricing starts to drop, margins start to squeeze, businesses, again, through diversification, need to have something to fall back to, and DTG is a way to do that. Additionally, competition today, be that through the web itself, social media is now becoming a bigger part of the actual business, and DTG can definitely be an asset in allowing you to do it and to succeed in it. And let's face it, money is very, very makeable with DTG, and that's where the money is. You can make excellent returns on this, which we will demonstrate later, and you're looking at gross margins of up to 70%. So unlike many other industries where margins are thin and getting squeezed, in this industry, the margins are very, very large. Why should you personally get into it? Well, first of all, let's step back a little bit. The garment decoration industry in the U.S. is $44 billion strong, and out of that, garment printing is $23 billion. The differentiation here is garment decoration encompasses everything, be it rhinestones, heat transfer, any and all of that, but the printing itself is a $23 billion industry. The surprising fact is that the garment printing industry is still tied to screen printing 95% of the time. But that's slowly, slowly getting eroded away. In fact, it's actually picking up a lot of speed because, as you'll see later, many of those who are in the screen printing field are incorporating DTG as an adjunct to their business. They're not throwing the screen printing away. They're putting it as an additional asset or an additional tool into running or making their business succeed and keep growing. Now, there are challenges. Production equipment, it's costly. In the garment industry, it's not inexpensive to get large print machines, large sign machines, large 14 and 16 screen printers out there in the screen printing business. These things are not inexpensive. The technology is a little old, so it does take a while to get the learning curve to get over that. And there's also this problem that smaller jobs, they either have low or in some cases no margins. In fact, in many cases, those in the screen print industry tend to push back on any small jobs. They'd rather just turn it away than take the business because they know there's not going to be any profit in it. But at the same time, they need to attract new clients. And keeping new clients with your current clients is a mainstay of any business, and DTG allows you to do that, which we'll show you how here in a little bit. You also need that competitive edge. If everybody in town is selling the same kind of meal at their restaurant, there's no differentiation other than maybe price or service from one to the other. But if somebody else can give you a different choice, can give you a different alternative, then that's where you want to take your business. And that's why, again, bringing DTG into a business allows you to bring in new clients, get you repeat buyers and clients. And at the same time, lead time, ship times, it really creates a difficulty many times. If you've been involved with screen printers and the like, yes, we can do that, but yes, it's going to take a week, maybe 2 weeks to get it done. You've only got a small job that you want done. If you want to get to the head of the line, you have to pay an extra fee for a rush order, and we'll be able to show you that with DTG, you can make getting to the front of the line possible for your customers every day with every bit of work that you're doing for them. So the solution with the challenge is that you need a durable, high-volume direct-to-garment printer, and that's where we come in. We are extremely durable, which we'll demonstrate here, and the production on our machines is higher than any other competitor in the industry. You need something that's easy to learn, and ours is extremely easy to learn. We have people that have had no knowledge, no understanding of our machines, and within a very short 1 to 2 week learning curve process, they are up and running and making money. As I mentioned, the margins on this are very large, even as large as 75% in some instances. I've got a couple of customers who are even slightly higher on this just because they've created a certain niche that nobody is actually doing, and the customers are willing to pay. Allows you to attract all types of business with even just samples. It's very easy to just take a shirt, very simple, inexpensive shirt that you can buy in mass quantity for $1.50. Print some simple logos, campaign images on them, and you turn them, show somebody what you're doing is very, very close to zero. Somebody can walk into your business today, have a graphic that they want printed on 5 to 10 shirts, which in the screen printing world is not going to happen. The volume just isn't going to be there to substantiate it. You can take that business, turn it around in an hour or less, have it personalized, have it customized, which again, that individual cannot find anywhere else. And guess what? They're going to pay that price that you're going to charge. Why? Because again, it's supply and demand. You can supply it, they need it, and they'll pay the price for it. So this helps to eliminate your lead times. Shipping times are faster. Your turnaround is much faster than what it has been. If you're outsourcing your printing right now, you've eliminated a middleman, which does what? It cuts down on time. It also cuts down on your cost. So your customers are happier faster, your profits are greater, and guess what? Your business increases at the same time. Now, Some of the advantages with DTG is, as I mentioned, it's easy to learn and to use. It's going to take a very small amount of space. You go out and you buy a large screen printing process. First of all, you can't do it in the house because of the toxicity that's involved with the chemicals and the inks. With these water-based ink machines that we provide, you can do this in a spare bedroom. You can do it in a basement, in the garage. You don't need a lot of space. In fact, we go to trade shows where we'll have a 200 square foot booth. We will have 2 of our printers, 2 heat presses, tables, stacks of other equipment, and we're operating functionally for 3-4 days and producing shirts in 200 square feet with all of that. A spare bedroom of 85 to 100 square feet will more than accommodate your needs here, which, again, your startup cost is minimized because you're not having to go out and rent space, start in a brick and mortar environment. As I mentioned, you can differentiate your business. Sample shirts. You can spend $3 or less on a sample shirt to use as collateral material to get a lead. Many of you that are in promotional products or in the marketing field understand that many times those pieces of collateral material, the infamous brochure that every salesperson says they can't make a sale without, those can be created for very, very low cost, but in the printing world, those brochures become very expensive, and they generally wind up sitting off to the side of somebody's desk. They're not very functional, but you drop off a T-shirt that you've customized for that individual that you're trying to attract their business, they'll pay attention. They'll wear it, they'll see it, they'll use it, and what it costs you? $3 or less. And as we'll demonstrate here with some other testimonials from some of our clients, it doesn't take long to get your payback. We've had individuals that in as little as 90 days have recouped their entire investment in a direct-to-garment printer. Now, when you're buying a printer, obviously you want to know that you're dealing with somebody that has got a good recognized product, a good recognized business in the whole field. And this graph here, as you'll see with this graphic, market-wise, there's nobody bigger than us in the United States. In fact, since 2010, some of those competitors that are shown there, their market share has actually shrunk, and in some cases, some of those competitors don't even exist anymore or getting ready to close their doors. And that is just because they came in, they rode in on the coattails of others that had pioneered the industry, produced a product, didn't fulfill necessarily on the quality side or on the service side, and they've not been able to keep pace with everyone else's as it's gone through time. And that's one of the beauties with our company. We are a USA company. Everything we make, we are proprietary to the ownership of the patents, the engineering. All of our R&D comes out of our facilities here in Costa Mesa, California. And our competition can't say that. Many of them, they either have their parts all shipped in from overseas, or they're assembling the products overseas, or maybe even the technical support services overseas. With us, we build them here, we service them here, our tech support all resides here under one roof. And so you have the assurance of knowing that you can always find us, you can always get us, and we are the only USA-made product in this industry. Some of the folks that get into this, for example, are commercial printers. They understand the necessity or the reasons why to do this. Inkjet technology, which is what our printers are, has a similar maintenance structure and need as they have with their commercial printers. They're used to using the same type of RIP software, which comes with our printers, by the way. When you buy a printer from us, it's all inclusive. You have the RIP software, you have the RIP, you have everything that you need. You've got everything to do the job from day one. Expectations with them, again, demand for faster turnaround. That's one of the things commercial printers pride themselves on. They can do that with a DTG machine. Again, it allows them to capture their new customers, but it also keeps customers from going elsewhere. They can handle commercial prints. They can handle their garment printing needs. It avoids outsourcing, faster turnaround. And again, they can't afford to turn away the business. The other great thing with this, as opposed to other printing capabilities in the industry, is the customization and personalization. If you go to a screen printer and you've got a particular logo that you want to put on 100 shirts, they can knock that out. But if you say, yes, but on the back, I want to put on the name of that ball player, or I want to put on a series of numbers starting at 1 running to 100, they can't effectively do that. They can print up all the logos because it's consistent, but they can't customize it or personalize it. And that's the beauty with these printers that you can accomplish. And what does that mean at the bottom line? Fatter margins. You've now got a product, you've now got a service that is not going to go into a commodity pricing structure. It's going to go into a nice fat margin profitability structure for you. Screen printers, as I mentioned, embroidery shops, they understand that, again, the personalization is critical. Look at companies like Cafe Press or Zazzle. These are large fulfillment companies that if you go onto their websites, you'll find that they're out there and they're printing up 1 shirt, 5 shirts, 10 shirts. But why? Because they can personalize it. People can get their needs addressed quickly, but they have to still do it over the line. Online, I should say. They have to deal with online capability. You bring this type of environment into your business, you can personalize it now with face-to-face sales, face-to-face production, and turnaround. Again, screen printers understand this and get it because there's a fast learning curve. They understand how colors and garments work together, so it doesn't take them long to get up to speed. This is just one more tool that they're adding. It's kind of like a carpenter that has a lathe and a drill press, and now they go out and they buy other tools to bring into the shop. It's all part of their environment, and the ability to get up to speed goes very, very quickly. Now, a screen printer can say, yeah. Somebody walks in and they don't have 25 shirts in that order or more, they generally turn them away. Now, they keep them. And now they have the opportunity to not only create a new customer, but that customer, when they need a larger print run, they're coming back again to the screen printer because they accommodated them with their smaller needs. Embroiderers, this very same thing. Not everything needs embroidery. In many cases, embroiderers have found that this is actually making life easier for them. We have one gentleman in our company or in our customer base who started out as embroiderer, brought on DTG printers, and guess what? He got rid of the embroidery machines. He outsources his needs for embroidery to another person, does nothing but actual direct garment printing in his shop now. You don't need a lot of people. One person can do it all. Many types of environments require 2 or more people. With a DTG printer, you can easily run this whole thing by yourself with one. Cuts down on cost, cuts down on management issues, and allows you to control your destiny a lot easier. And again, you're able to do full color digital prints with high volumes. Some people will say, well, screen printer can knock out a large volume of shirts in a small period of time. And that's true. And for some of those types of environments, a screen printer is going to be the best choice. But many situations, especially when you have a high color graphic with multiple colors, 4, 5, 7 or more colors in the graphic, by the time that graphic is ripped apart on a screen printer and they create all the screens and go through the whole setup process, we're already down the road and almost finished with the job under a DTG environment. Some of you on here are promotional product people, and they also understand it. Again, they want speed, they want customization, they want personalization. Again, gives greater variety, gives you one more thing in your bag of goodies to sell and promote to your customer if you're not doing it already. And if you are, you're probably outsourcing it and having to wait, again, on turnaround time. You're having to pay a middleman, so your margins aren't there, but you're doing it more out of necessity to keep your customer. How great would it be to have that printer in your own environment, under your own control, be able to print on demand, use it as a marketing tool, as we talked about, but be able to turn those around faster, take on more business, and again, with margins that are far beyond what you're probably currently getting with other types of promotional products that you're selling to your clientele. And again, lead times virtually are eliminated. You do samples on demand. Somebody says, you know, we're thinking about doing something in our company for our sales team. When at the end of the year, if you got some ideas, you can print those on the fly. Give them to them, be creative. You can't do that when you're having to outsource it to somebody else and you only want 1 or 2 or 3 types of shirts or garments to print on. Ford Motor Company understands this. They recently brought us in back in November to the largest automotive trade show over in Las Vegas back in November. For 3 days, what you're seeing there on that screen are people that were standing in line for up to 2 hours to get a personalized T-shirt. It was customized with the image, whatever they wanted on it that they were bringing to us there at the table. We ripped it on the fly, customized it, printed it on a black shirt, and as I said, for 3 straight days we stood there and printed shirt after shirt after shirt. And Ford liked us so much that now they're taking us on to do this at multiple trade shows throughout the coming years. So again, companies don't have to be small, they don't have to be local, they don't have to be of a mom and pop type of variety to see the aspects and the value in direct-to-garment. You've got companies like Ford Motor Company that are getting it. Now, besides the shirt, yes, you can print on other items. You can print on metal, glass, wood. You have the ability to put foil applications. It's interesting. When you put foil on a shirt, it might cost you all of 30 cents more to lay that foil down on top. But when you see what comes from that after the print, people will look at that and they're reaching in their pocket to pay $5 to $10 more just because of the perceived value. And all you did is add 30 cents to it. You can print on canvas, be that canvas bags, be it just photographs on stretched canvas, as demonstrated here. You can print on hats. So the ability to just print on a T-shirt is not your limitation. It's pretty much the limitation of your imagination. You can do a lot with these machines. The customers and the database, people think about this and they go, well, I've got some friends over here, maybe they need a few shirts, but you know what? It's endless. We're highlighting just a few here on this screen to show you that, be it retail stores, interior designers, schools, government, manufacturing, nonprofits. I've got one customer. He actually, as macabre as this sounds, he actually prints up shirts for a mortuary. The mortuary many times will be approached by the family, and they want to have a celebration of life for the deceased loved one. And so what do? They all want shirts printed up so that they can have a picture of Aunt Edna with her year of birth and year of date, and they all wear them to the celebration of life post the burial. And guess what? He's fulfilling that need to something I never would have thought of you could possibly even come across. But again, there's so many other opportunities. We've got people that do nothing but print decorative socks for the community. Again, something I wouldn't have thought about. It really is only limited, as we say, to your own imagination. But the opportunity to advance your business, to sell into these other institutions and marketplaces, it's huge. It's absolutely huge. All right, commercial time. So let's talk a little bit about our printer. That's what we're all here for. We want to tell you more about the benefits of our printer and allow you to see those benefits, and you can compare it to your own analysis and other homework that you're doing if you're considering buying one. First of all, we are the fastest direct-to-garment printer, bar none. We have been brought in to print side by side with our competition by large fulfillment companies that I personally identified earlier, like Zazzle and Cafe Press. And they put us in a room with our printer and our competition, give us the same graphics. They'd say go, and at the end of a couple of hours, guess what? We had more graphics printed out. We had more shirts done. And at the same time, we had the best looking images, and we had the best durability. And part of the reason for that is what we build into the printers, and that's the quality. Unlike many in the industry that will use plastic print heads, such as the Epson, we have Ricoh Generation 4 stainless steel print heads. Plastic print heads have a tendency to break over time. They will break, and they need to be replaced after about 20 to 25,000 prints. A Ricoh stainless steel head will take up to 100 billion activations. So these things are built for the life of the machine. Again, the rapid return on your investment with our machines. As we'll get into here in a couple of slides from now, we'll look at the production capability, and you can see how quickly this adds up and gets your income flow coming back to reimburse you for what you laid out for the machine itself. First-class technical support and training. Right here in our facilities in Costa Mesa, we have our own training room where our customers come in. We do it every Friday. We start at 9 in the morning. We go till 5. And our customers go through the whole process from setup, maintenance, troubleshooting, printing. They spend half the day on the mechanical side. They spend the other half of the day actually printing and using the RIP software and to how to tweak it to get the kind of results that they want. And I don't know if I mentioned this, you get that training for free, and you get that as often as you want for the life of the machine. So as long as you're an owner of an AnaJet printer in our family, you can come here and sit in our training classes every year if you wanted to for the next 10 years. It's not a bad location either. We're only a couple miles from the beach, and many of our customers have a tendency to stay over for the weekend as well. Tech support, all of our tech support folks reside right here in the building as well. You will not be calling an 800 number to talk to somebody on the other side of the world. All of our people are right here. The training, the support, again, the possibilities, as we alluded to, using other extended media. And again, we've said it before, but it bears repeating. It's all made, it's all supported right here in the US of A. We are not a distributor company where other people around the country will sell it to you, but you have to get your support and service from someone else. You buy from us, you service with us, we keep you with your supplies. Everything is all centralized right through AnaJet. Now, as I mentioned earlier, we made some changes to the mPower. We actually brought the mPower out in 2011, and like all good companies, you just don't rest on your laurels. You're always seeking to make that product or service better than what it was when you originally introduced it to the marketplace, and we've done that with the mPower. And with the I-Series, here's some of the major advances that we made, and this was a year ago when we rolled it out. One of the key things we did was the better ink flow that we addressed, and that was with quicker initial fill process. Also the ink flow while it's printing to cut down on the banding and dropouts that you might see on other printers. The quality, the fidelity of these colors. We've got over 60 million different shades that you can create with a simple CMYK process here. With 4 colors, those 4 colors, and the combination of the white ink, you can create a rainbow that just is beyond your whole imagination. Improved print quality. We've now used even less ink. The whole process with flushing and filling, the maintenance, again, lowest amount of time and cost in the industry. And again, that just rolls up to the bottom line for you. It gives you lower cost of ownership. It gets you faster return on your investment that you've made in that printer. Again, better reliability came with this I-Series. The check valves, new design that we implemented, an improved maintenance station for better durability, wiper arms. As you can see here, a whole host of things that allows your machine to do what it's supposed to do. Stay up, stay printing, and make you money. And again, all of this we continually keep advancing. And these advances, as we make, are passed right on to our customers. As we improve these things, we go back to our customers and upgrade them for them. When we enhance the RIP software, those upgrades are free for life. So we just don't sell you a printer and then say, we'll see you later. We're with you for the rest of your whole time in business as a direct-to-garment printer. So as I mentioned, free lifetime software firmware upgrades, free lifetime training, technical support, free for life. We don't put any other setup fees, nothing hidden, no mandatory site visit. When we sell you a printer, it generally takes about 4 to 5 business days for that FedEx truck to come rolling up to your location to unload it. And the first thing that you'll see when you open that box is there'll be a big piece of paper that will have the phone number on it to our tech support line. And that is to guide and assist you through the setup. We're there from the beginning all the way through the whole process. No other DTG manufacturer in this industry offers what we deliver. Many of them, get past the warranty period, the tech support, you better have a credit card when you call in because they start charging you. With us, 5 years from now, you call us and you've got a question about something on your machine, that tech support is going to take your call, going to assist you through the process, and get you back up and running. You won't find that with our competition. The software, as I mentioned too, the RIP software, the best in the business. You essentially are going to just drag and drop whatever graphic you are utilizing. And it doesn't matter if you are using Corel or you're using Adobe or you have a TIFF, PNG, a digital photograph, whatever you have, you just drag it right into the RIP software, which comes with the printer. And it allows you to now adjust that the way that you want. Maybe you want to highlight certain colors. Maybe you want to customize it in a way that's different from the actual graphic itself. Maybe you want to diminish the look and give it kind of a washed out, used look, kind of like an old Navy type jersey. You can do all of this with the software. And once you have got it to the way that you want, you hit print, and it will now lock that in. It will lock it into the printer itself if you want it to do so. You can store up to 8 gig of graphics in the printer. You can take that graphic and maybe you want it ripped for one way for a men's shirt and a different way for a woman's shirt. You just keep the files accordingly. You can pull back those files at any time, especially on graphics that you're using on a repetitive basis. Makes it very easy for you to see right on the machine itself. There's a little LCD preview right there on the machine, and you can pull up your job selection at any time. And so it makes it very convenient. And when you're using that software, it's going to do one other thing for you. It's going to price out the actual amount of ink that you're using in that graphic. So if somebody comes to you with a large job, they want to get a price quote, you can take the graphic, go in, determine how it's to look based upon the size, based upon the enhancements you're going to make to it, price that up, see how much ink, add that to the cost of the garment that you're printing on, and guess what? You now have a firm cost to go back and make a true proposal to your customers. We have 2 printers within our mPower line. We have the MP5i, we have the MP10i. The primary difference between them is speed. The 10 has 6 print heads, 1 for each channel of ink. The 5 has 3 print heads. Every 2 channels shares a print head. So as you can see here, white shirts, print those in 20 seconds, normal graphic like you see there in the diagram on the right. That same shirt on the MP5 will take 40 seconds. Black shirts, which require a 2-print process, one to lay down the white ink and then the second pass to lay down the colored ink, is going to increase your time. And again, as we've demonstrated here, that could be 40 seconds now for that graphic, which would now result in 1 minute 30 seconds for the MP5. We've taken these production rates taken a 10-hour day, because anybody in business never works 8 hours. You always work 10 or more. Some of you are probably laughing and saying you wish you could only work 10. But the reality is, in a 10-hour day, 5 days a week, we're going to give you the weekend off. You can do 400 to 800 shirts a day on that 10. You'll do 250 to 500 on the 5. And we've now taken that number and pushed it up to what that translates on a month and what that translates into a year's time. That's a lot of production. But it's production you control. It's not production you're outsourcing. It's not production that you're going to have to wait a week or two to get back to your customer who impatiently is waiting to get it there. And let's hope that by the time you do get it, the printer did it right. Now, the cost of the ownership, looking at your ROI, if you were to take that white shirt, the fully loaded cost of that white shirt is going to be around $2 to $3. Again, it's going to depend upon what kind of a shirt, what brand name or texture, whatever you're getting. But fully loaded, with the ink, with the white shirt cost, you're looking at $2 to $3. Average retail is $15 to $18, and I've got customers all across the country, not just here in California, but all across the country, that are pricing their shirts $20 to $25. Their cost isn't essentially any more. They've still got only a $3 cost in that white shirt, but they're selling it for $20. But if the gross profit is over $12, looking at the math, that MP5i, 2,500 shirts, 3,500 shirts on the 10, after you have printed and sold that many shirts, that's when the machine is paid for. Your entire investment is paid off. And again, when you've got capacity from anywhere from 20,000 to 200,000 shirts a year, just start thinking about that. If you're only, let's say you're only doing 200 shirts a month now, that's 20 shirts a day, or no, I'm sorry, that's 10 shirts a day. On 5 days a week, 4 weeks out of the month, 200 shirts, that's 10 shirts a day. This machine, either one of these machines will knock that out in an hour. And yet, if that was all you were doing, you're going to be left with a nice little profit of over $2,000 just on those 200 shirts. So I think you can begin to see rapidly how quickly your payback comes with these machines. Just to give you an idea, there's a gentleman back in Princeton, New Jersey. His name is Henry LANDAU. I know Henry. He's a good friend of the company. I've attended a few trade shows with Henry. He's an excellent guy. He started out with us many, many years ago with one of our earlier model printers called the Sprint. And as he says here, it took him 5 months to get his money back on that machine. 5 months. And the interesting thing here, it says in the highlighted print, he says, you couldn't pay us to replace this machine. And he's right. We didn't pay him. He paid us. He paid us because he traded the Sprint in, got an MP5i. And in a very short period of time, as you can see there, 2,000 shirts since he got the series in 3 weeks. And updated to last fall, $70,000 he grossed in 2 months with a 70% margin. That's $49,000 over a 2-month period of time. This is a retail bookstore across the street from Princeton University. It's been in his family for over 100 years. And they put this printer in thinking they might be able to add some additional revenue to the business. He could not believe how much additional revenue he added to the business. Gentleman up in Seattle by the name of Chuck Northcutt, his talk here about full production run that he did on the 5. 250 shirts like you're seeing there in the picture. Did that in 5 hours, no fallouts. Ink cost 19 cents per shirt. He takes that and adds it to $1.45 for the shirt. He priced him at $10 an hour for his labor that he has a high school kid that comes in that works for him. So he's got a total of $1.84 tied up in a shirt that he sells for $13, nearly $2,800 in profit. And that was 5 days, just 5 days. So again, production, the margins, Absolutely unbelievable. This is a gentleman I told you earlier. He started out in the embroidery business, got rid of his embroidery machines, and farms that out now. Doesn't want to even deal with them. We have a gentleman back on the East Coast in Virginia, Andy Buchholz. And again, small little town, one-man shop. He went from a 5 and upgraded to a 10. And overnight, again, his business jumped by over a third. 35% increase in all of his business. And just in 1 month, $21,000 in sales. And you have to guess, even if he was poorly managing his business at 50%, that added an extra $10,500 to the bottom line in profit. Jason Bryant over here in Orange County, California, he's a screen printer. And his MP10 just allows him to do so much. We actually have turned to Jason sometimes when we're in a little bit of a hurry to get some additional samples produced over here for a trade show or get some things ready. When we've got people scattered around the country, Jason steps right in and does the work for us. And he can do it because why? He's got 4 of those printers sitting in the shop, and they're never idle. They're always running. I know many of you would like to come to some of the trade shows and see us in person, see the machines in person. Yeah, you may not want to see us, but you do want to see the machines. And I would encourage you to attend one. We always bring the printers there. Unlike some of our competition, the salespeople are actually printing on the machines. We print all day. We show you how they work from beginning to end. And believe me, myself included, many of us in this sales department, we are not mechanically inclined individuals. And if we can print and do maintenance and everything else, like we'll demonstrate at the shows, anybody can do it. And we would encourage you to come to any of these shows that are coming up. Our whole list of them is on our website. We keep them out there all the time. We update them with all in new shows. It's kind of just a rolling process. If you're wanting to attend, reach out to your sales manager, ask them for passes. We can generally always get you in, no cost. You just get there. We'll get the passes for you to come in, and don't worry about, it's not like if there's 3 or 4 of you, we'll get you 3 or 4 passes to get in. It's not just limited to just one of you. So do visit that, or if you're out here in the Southern California market, we'd love for you to call us up, arrange to come in for a demo. We've got our demo rooms in here. We'll show you the facilities, show you the training rooms where you'd actually sit in a room of mPower printers and sit there and actually work all day from 9 to 5. As I mentioned at the beginning, this would be about 45 minutes. I wanted to allow you the time on the back end for from a Q&A standpoint. If you have questions about this, we'd love to get them now. Just go ahead and you can type them in. If you've got any that are that you've had maybe pending with your sales manager, hasn't been back to you yet, feel free to ask now at this point. I do see I've got one here. How quickly can I get a printer if I bought one today? We generally ship the printers within 24 hours once we have a signed order and we have received the funds. And when you do buy one, you have the ability, you can wire the funds, use a credit card, you can, we've had people walk into our lobby and actually hand me bags of cash. That is also doable. Not encouraged, but it is doable. We also have the ability to arrange for outside equipment leasing and financing if that's something that you'd like to consider. So if you have any questions along that line, feel free to check with your regional manager so that we can get those answered for you. Got a question here. Let me see. Let's go down here. Henry says, what kind of location is more advantageous for the equipment? You want a location that's free from dirt and dust. Henry, you want to also be in a position where you have good humidity. These machines, you want an environment where you've got a humidity factor of 45% or higher. So those of you in the Midwest, the Southeast, not a problem. People in other parts of the country, it's still not a problem. All you do is you keep just a portable humidifier that you can pick up at a Lowe's or any other hardware store, and you keep it in the room, keep it at 45% or higher. Especially in the winter months, you go back east where you have forced air coming into the environment, you definitely want to have a humidifier, but you want it clean, you want to keep it dust-free. But whether it's in the home, in the basement, in a room upstairs, whether it's in the garage, any of those environments will work for you. Largest size of a print can we do on a shirt? The largest size is 18 inches long from the neck down, 14 inches wide. That will definitely cover for most individuals shoulder to shoulder from, base of the neck all the way down to the belt buckle. But don't let that be your limitation. Many times we've had people where they've had maybe a XXX or even a quad XL shirt, and the graphic just doesn't look as proportional that way. You can turn the shirt and the graphic sideways and print on the long fashion. Looks absolutely great. You can move the garment to anywhere you want, so that if you want to print something on the upper right sleeve and you want to print something down on the lower hem, it's just a matter of moving the shirt to accommodate the graphic that you're wanting to print. But maximum, if you have 252 square inches on that 18 by 14 size. But great question, because a lot of people are always concerned about, is this big enough? Try holding that up to yourself and ask yourself, is this big enough? This is not your 10 by 12 type of small little printer. This is a big, big accommodating print area. Question, are there any trade-ins like the Sprint for the mPower 5? Occasionally we will get a refurbished unit that comes in. We don't currently have any in stock right now. I saw with the inventory that came out today, but that does happen from time to time. I had an individual last week that just happened to call me when I had a refurbished 5 that had been traded in for a 10, and I was able to meet his needs. So do ask your sales manager if that is available. They do, as I said, show up from time to time, and if they are, very good pricing on that. Definitely you can get a great deal on it, and you can even buy them with an extended warranty. They come with 90 days, but you can always buy an extended warranty on it as well. And by the way, you can buy more than the 1-year warranty that comes with our printers. You can buy extended warranties when you buy them new as well. Vanessa wants to know, I'm interested in printing on infants' clothes. Do you have platens to print something that small? Vanessa, we do. It's a small adaptive table that fits right on top of the platen, and it screws down. It's a small little table. It's got its own little hoop, and you can put those little onesies right on there, hoop it down, print right on it. We also have a sleeve adapter that allows you to print on the sleeves of those sweatshirts, hoodies, or whatever you're wanting to print on. But if you're looking to start up a line of small children's clothes, we definitely can make that happen much easier for you with that child's adaptive platen. How much time and cost does the pre-treatment on dark shirts add to the process? Well, I can tell you that right now, Steve, we hand spray all of our black shirts here that we print for samples and trade shows. Those shirts, we do about 3,000 of those a month. We do it all by hand. It's a simple matter. You spray with a Wagner pre-treatment sprayer, which is included with your purchase. You hang that shirt to dry. We're fortunate here in Southern California. We have clotheslines out back that make us look like hillbillies, but we hang them out there to dry. You can hang them inside on a rack. Once they're dry, it takes about an hour or so. Then you just fold them up and you put them away in the drawer, and they are good as long as they don't get wet or moist. There is no shelf life on a pre-treated shirt. That cost adds about a 50 to 65 cent cost to your shirt that you'll want to factor in when you're doing black shirts. Black shirts will cost you a little bit more when you buy them. If you're paying $1.75 for a white shirt, a black shirt will cost you about $2. And when you add on the ink cost, and the pre-treatment, now your cost is generally going to be up around about $350, $375 for a total black shirt. But again, too, black shirts always sell more when side by side with a white shirt on a retail basis. We've got a question here. Raymond says, can you give me an example of foil? I'd love to be able to show you here. Reach out to your sales manager. They can send you a foil sample shirt and show you what that looks like, along with a brochure that we have on it. It's a very simple process. We do it at the trade shows. If you go to our trade show, do ask them to show you a foil print and how that works. They'll be more than happy to accommodate your needs. Is the equipment portable? Henry, it is. Henry, you can take these machines, as many of our customers do. We have some that actually will put 2 of these printers in a trailer along with a couple of heat presses. And by the way, all of the equipment works off of a 110. And they'll take them with a power generator, park these at events, be they sporting events, music festivals, what have you. We've got some people that take them and camp out for over a week at state and county fairs, and they print on demand from 9 in the morning till 10 at night. And believe me, you don't want to, well, you'd love to know how much they're making on these things, because people will just pay and they'll come up with a digital photograph and they'll want that transferred onto the shirt with, you know, the 2 of them on the tilt-a-wheel, and they'll pay their $20, $25, and it costs that person all of maybe $3 to $4 to make that shirt. So yes, they are portable. They're 180 pounds in weight, but very doable, very, very doable. How about heavy garments like 12-ounce hoodies? Not a problem. The table on this machine has a 3-inch height adjustment, and it is automatic, by the way, so it's going to do it for you. So don't be concerned about the heavier garments, be it hoodies, be it towels, anything along that line. You can definitely accommodate that and print on it. A lot of people do. Chuck Northcutt, who I mentioned earlier, I was talking to him the other day about this in particular. He's printed over 1,000 hoodies in the years he's had our printers. So it's definitely a doable thing and something you want to add to your repertoire other than just shirts. Got to see Raymond here. Knowing your question, your equipment is American made. Do you have a listing of companies? Let's see if you're. Do you have a T-shirts and everything? If you're looking, yes, for shirt manufacturers, ask your regional manager. They can definitely get you a list of distributors all across the country for all of your shirt and garment needs. We use a company out of Chino here in Southern California called Spectra Tees. They have a great line of shirts, 100% cotton poly blends. Great company, but again, your sales manager can provide you with a complete listing. So make sure you reach out to them to have them give that to you. Can it print on mouse pads? Well, Daisy, yes it can. The question is, who uses a mouse pad anymore? They're still out there, and yes, you can print on mouse pads. You can print on koozies. There's a lot of things that that you can print on. And to get blank mouse pads, I don't know offhand personally, but I do know of people that are doing it. And so Daisy, if you want to reach out to your sales manager and ask, they can put you on to the person or individuals or companies that can get you those mouse pads. But definitely very doable. We have a lot of people that print photos of the family and make them very personalized on that mouse pads, and they're nice to have, and definitely something that can easily be accommodated out there. How does the extended media package work? It's very simple, Henry. It's extended media just gives you the additional appliques, the ability to put down the right pre-treatment to allow the water-based inks to stay absorbed. Goes through the whole training video and processes of how to do it. So if you'd like to do that via that medium versus coming into our facilities, there will be a whole video disc, CD that will be included, or DVD I should say, included with the information that you'll get, which will show you how that all works with the proper pre-print requirements. What types of apparel? Cotton poly blend, spandex, nylon. Carl, your best is always natural fibers. Cotton is great. 100% cotton is wonderful. The shirts will do up to 50-50 on the cotton poly blends. You cannot print anywhere in this industry on dark 100% polyester, but you can print on a light or white polyester that's 100% simply because you don't pre-treat those. Pre-treatment will not adhere to anything that's 100% polyester. It needs cotton in there to hang on to that. Spandex and nylon, they can be done. You do them with a little more diligence. It's a little more difficult only because the heating on the back end, you want to be careful that you don't singe or burn something. It's not always recommended, but we have some folks that have done it successfully. And again, we can refer you to those folks that are doing it. They're more than happy to share their secrets of success so that you can accommodate the same thing in your own business. Daisy, you own a Sprint. Do we have the in-house training? Absolutely. We can definitely accommodate you. We have individual classes as well for the Sprint. Just contact us through your regional sales manager, and we can get you scheduled for a training class on a Sprint anytime. Let's see. Should the shirt be washed before the printing? No, you don't have to wash the shirt, but I will tell you this, after you've done the printing, feel free to wash that shirt at any time. There's no wait period. You don't have to hold back for 24 or 48 hours. After you've printed on a white or black shirt, that shirt is ready to wear. It's ready to wash. And you will find, if you haven't found out already through the samples that your sales person should have sent you, is that it will definitely outlast anything else out there on the marketplace. It'll outlast heat transfer. It'll outlast the screen printing, and that's because the ink is now part of the shirt. Instead of laying on top, it is an absolute part of the shirt itself. So the shirt will tend to wear out before the actual graphic does. Let's see if we've got some additional questions here as we're getting a little close on the end of the time. Would you still be able to use shirts on a 60-40 cotton poly blend? Yes. It's just a matter of working with the adjustments on that. Talk to your sales manager or talk to our tech support people as well. They're going to be very helpful in getting you to be able to get the best outcomes on that. And that, again, that tech support is there for the life of the machine. We are here Monday through Friday from 7 in the morning Pacific Daylight Time till 5 p.m. So those of you on the East Coast, you can get us until 8 o'clock at night to talk to our tech support folks. Looks like I've hit all the questions that are here. If I've missed over some, I apologize. We are backing right up here to the 11 o'clock time on the West Coast and wanted to not hold you past the hour. I would encourage you to reach out to your sales manager for any additional questions. I would also encourage you to reach out to them to find out about how quickly you can get a printer in place and start enjoying the profitability and the enjoyment of having this business really skyrocket for you. I really appreciate all of you being here today. If you'd like, you can go out to our website later. Within about 24 hours, this whole thing will be replayed. If I were you, I'd turn down the volume and not listen to me. Just go through the screens themselves and watch it at your own pace. But again, turn up the volume if you want to get any more of the information I've provided to you here today. We appreciate your attendance. Look forward to seeing you here at some training classes in the not-too-distant future. Thank you again.